The Battle of Corregidor was one of the final and most significant battles of the Philippines campaign during World War II. Fought from May 5 to 6, 1942, it marked the last stand of U.S. and Filipino forces against the Imperial Japanese Army following the fall of Bataan and the surrender of American and Filipino troops in April 1942. The battle took place on the strategically important island of Corregidor, located at the entrance to Manila Bay, and was a critical point of defense in the Philippines. 1. Strategic importance of Corregidor. Corregidor, often referred to as the Rock, was a heavily fortified island that housed important military installations, including artillery positions and airstrips, which played a crucial role in controlling access to Manila Bay. Its location made it a key defensive stronghold for the Allied forces, especially after the Japanese conquest of the rest of Luzon and Bataan. As the Japanese advanced and captured much of the Philippines, Corregidor remained the last major stronghold of resistance. The island was garrisoned by around 11,000 American and Filipino soldiers, including remnants of the forces from Bataan, under the command of General Wainwright. 2. Japanese assault on Corregidor. After the fall of Bataan, the Japanese turned their focus to Corregidor in an effort to completely neutralize the Allied presence in the Philippines. The Japanese assault began on May 5, 1942, with a heavy bombardment from artillery, airstrikes, and naval gunfire. Despite the intense barrage, the defenders on Corregidor, led by General Wainwright, held their ground, using the island's natural fortifications to their advantage. However, the Japanese forces launched a series of amphibious landings on the island, supported by tanks and infantry, on May 6, 1942. The defenders, already weakened by months of fighting, disease, and limited supplies, were unable to fend off the determined Japanese assault. 3. Surrender of Corregidor. By the evening of May 6, 1942, with the Japanese forces closing in on the remaining defensive positions and after suffering massive casualties, General Wainwright was forced to surrender Corregidor to the Japanese. The fall of the island effectively marked the end of organized American and Filipino resistance in the Philippines for the next 2 years. The capture of Corregidor was a significant blow to the Allied forces. The Japanese were now in full control of the Philippines, but they were unable to fully occupy the entire archipelago without dealing with guerrilla resistance that would continue for years. 4. Aftermath and legacy. After the surrender, the captured soldiers of Corregidor, along with those from Bataan, endured the brutal Bataan death march and imprisonment in Japanese prison camps. The battle demonstrated the determination and bravery of the American and Filipino troops, who held out against an overwhelming enemy for as long as possible under dire circumstances. Though Corregidor fell, the bravery displayed by its defenders became a symbol of the Allied commitment to fight for the liberation of the Philippines, a goal that would eventually be realized in 1944, when General Douglas MacArthur fulfilled his famous promise, "I shall return." The Battle of Corregidor remains an important chapter in the history of World War II and the Pacific Theater, showcasing the resilience of soldiers in the face of insurmountable odds.